3 is actually two programs together converting temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. We'll later learn how to do a menu system and allow the user to choose which conversion they want to use. But for now, we're going to do it just as two separate programs. The purpose of this is really to give you some more practice with input, process, and output, and using mathematical calculations as part of your process. The assignment is to write one program to convert a Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit and another to a Fahrenheit to Celsius. We can see the screen shots here for sample output. So if I put in 100 degrees Celsius, of course I should get 212.0. Now notice we want to have these display with one decimal. So your input should be a float data type, as well as for the calculations, and your output should also be showing one decimal. So we want to format the output. And of course we go the other way of 212. 212.0 degrees is 100.0 degrees Celsius. Let me walk you through my code. So you can see I have two different programs here. This first one's going to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit. The second one from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Very, very similar. Well, the only thing that's changing is some of the labeling and the actual calculation that's taking place. So for the Celsius to Fahrenheit, I have the print statements describing what this program does. We're going to get an input from the user prompting them to enter the Celsius temperature, and we're going to convert that to a float so they can enter a decimal value. That's my input. Process, here's the formula. Fahrenheit equals the Celsius times 9/5 plus 32. Just need to convert that formula into Python code. So I use a variable called tempf to go along with my tempc. Tempf equals tempc times 9. I'm going to divide that by 5 and add 32. That should give me my Fahrenheit equivalent. My output then is I'm going to do a concatenation with one print statement. I'm going to format tempc for one decimal place. That's the 0.1f here as the second argument of this format method. I'm going to concatenate to that a little string of degrees Celsius is equivalent to, notice the spaces in front and behind so things don't run together, maintaining sentence structure of spaces between words. Concatenate, we're going to continue to the next line, that's the backslash, and again we're going to format temperature Fahrenheit, tempf, to one decimal, and concatenate degrees Fahrenheit, and I do a new line character just to give it a blank line after that. Same thing down here with the Celsius. Same process, we're going to have them enter the Fahrenheit temperature, put that into tempf. C equals F minus 32 times 5/9. So tempc, converting that to Python, equals tempf minus 32. I put that in parentheses, I want that to happen first, otherwise the multiplication operation will just multiply the 32 times 5 divided by 9. Now I'm going to do the 5 divided by 9 as another operation, so I put that in parentheses as well. Output is the same as we did for Fahrenheit, just kind of reversing the tempf and the tempc and the labeling here. Let's watch this run. I'm going to enter my Celsius temperature, and if I do 100, we're told that it's equal to 212 degrees, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's just run it one more time. I want to make sure it works with the decimal, so I'm going to do a little less than 100. Let's do 99.3. 99.3 is equal to 210.7. That seems very reasonable. I could probably find a website where I can convert Celsius temperature and verify that that is indeed the correct answer. But that seems reasonable to me. And I can now verify that, yes, it does accept a decimal, and it's giving me a decimal value as well. Let's run the Fahrenheit to Celsius, and I'll put in 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which should be 0 degrees Celsius, and that's what I get. And again, if I run it one more time, and let's put in, let's go back with that 210.7 that we tried earlier, and we should get 99.3, and we do. So both programs seem to be working. I'd probably want to run a few more tests before I would show this to my client or to my supervisor, but it seems like we're on the right track here with our code. And you see it's very short code, very efficient. If you just jumped into this video and haven't seen the prior videos to this, I invite you to check out my Python playlist of videos. And if you'd like to be alerted to future videos that I create, you can click my picture up in the top right and subscribe to the channel.